got you out there twice, Zach. Hold on one second. Peace. Welcome to the show. Hold on. Everybody can hear me first before I go into my thing. All right, cool. Peace. Welcome to the show. This right here is Humble Beginnings, where we simply live it through. Y'all know I say it time and time again. When I say we simply live it through, I always say it means simply, no matter what adversity or diversity we go through, all we can do is walk the path accordingly, because that's what life is. So right now, we're going to have one of them type of conversations where we're going to just walk this path accordingly. How everybody feeling? Y'all good?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Making it.
Chef Joe. Zach, welcome to the channel, brother. I mean, you're gonna have some fun with us, man. I know if you check it out, what's going on. I ain't know what Chef Joe got going on, but he'll be jumping back in there. I think Caprice is on audio or somewhere set up, whatever they got going on. I'll see them when they pop back up. But anyway, right now we're gonna talk about morals, man. Morals and principles. This is what we're gonna dive into. We're gonna dive into morals and principles. Hold on, let me see my brother back up. All right. I want to wait till they make sure they up before I start throwing the questions on.
All right, now I can hear you.
All right, Chef Joe, you can hear me now? You good?
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. Got I am she down there too. All right, I got her down there on audio, unless she choose the cam up. But we got Priest on the audio. All right, so like I just said, we're talking about morals and principles. I don't think we ain't glazed this one yet, did we, Josh? I don't think we glazed this one yet, right?
Nah.
We be doing a lot of stuff. We dive. But yeah, that's what we're gonna dive into. So the first question, though, we're just gonna get right into this thing. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing started.
Come on.
First things first, I want to know: is morals and principles the same? Now, if y'all want me to, so most people know when I talk, I'm very literal. If y'all need me, I'm asking this question first before I go into definition. But if y'all need me to define it, I will define it for y'all. But I want to gauge it from y'all perspective because I know most people have figured it. So, are morals and principles the same? Chef Joe, we'll let you go first. What you think?
What's the definition?
No, but tell me what you think first. Are morals and principles the same before I even get into all that?
I would say yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah.
You believe they're the same thing?
I believe so.
Okay. Zach, what you think? Are morals and principles the same thing?
Absolutely not.
You say absolutely not?
Absolutely not.
You want to elaborate a little bit?
So, we had this discussion, and I've been doing a lot of thinking on it, and morals, as you said, they can be changed, whereas principles, we hold to the same values despite whoever it is, whether it's my daughter or my son or my family members. If somebody does something wrong, they need to be held accountable for it. Whereas morals, I feel like if you know it was my daughter and she did something apprehensible or whatever, then I have the right, well, not right, but I would say, well, she was doing this, she had this mind frame or something to justify what she was doing. And I think that is wrong. We should hold to the same values regardless of who it is.
Okay. Caprice, what you think? You think are morals and principles the same? Caprice, are you there?
You can hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
No, they're not the same. I think they can kind of cross paths a bit, but they're different.
That's all you got on your bill?
Yeah, what you want me to go in, you want me to further explain?
I mean, if you wanted to. Or if you want me to just go ahead and take it, it's up to you.
principle is something that you're gonna stand on no matter who it is, what it is.
That's right.
That's your principle. That's your principle. It don't matter who it is. Morals is just something that you're trying to live by, something that you hold yourself to. Principle is something that you hold yourself and other people to. So I guess that's what the rest I can say about it.
Okay. So yeah, if I go and I answer the question, I would definitely say that they are different. Morals is very simple. Moral is just what's predicated to what people deem to be right and what people deem to be wrong. It's really just that simple. Principles is typically it usually has more to do with the code of conduct. You know what I'm saying? Like rules or laws that people put in place that don't necessarily have to be a wrong or a right. They're just the rules. You get what I'm saying? Because now a lot of times I think where people get it confused though is that usually when people say principle, people put the word ethic in front of it. And ethics goes back to moral. So when somebody say ethical principles, they're talking about principles that live within the realm of being right and wrong. So I think that's where a lot of people kind of get them confused because a lot of people do ethical, principles, right? So that's how they hold it. But you can have principles within morale, which would be your ethics, but then you can also have principles and things you hold that have nothing to do with a right or wrong at all. It's just a law or a procedure or setup of operations that you just choose to abide by, regardless of whether they're right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? So that's a pretty much simple spill when it comes to that. My next question going into it, is morale determined by you or is it determined by others? Is morale determined by you or is it determined by others? Chef Joe, what you think?
Well, since you broke it down, the definition, I would say morals kind of depend on other people's perceptions. If you go follow them, you basing on what other people think or expect you to do.
Okay. Caprice, what you think? Are morals determined by you or are they determined by others?
I think both.
Elaborate. I'm about to say, come on now. You know.
I mean, because you could have your own set of morals that you think is wrong or right, but I think most of the time it would be other people. And then you have the set of standards that the world has that think what's wrong and what's right for every individual. So.
Okay. Zach, man, what you think, man? Are morals determined by you or other people?
I think it's a little bit of both, man. I'm gonna tell you, I think it's based off a little bit of both in the sense that my right may be your wrong, and your wrong may be my right. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, what's best for the human race? What's best for mankind at large? Because what that is determining the best ways or means of our living and surviving.
Okay. So I would say this. When we say, I think for the most part, I think that morale is actually determined by others. Because usually what is deemed right or what is deemed wrong is usually like societal. It's like it's like a cultural thing for most people. So I think people pretty much determine more. Now I agree with Caprice. Now there can be certain things that you personally deem to be right, you personally deem to be wrong. But I think overall, for the most part, what you typically deem to be right, you probably typically most likely deem it to be right because other people have told you this is right. Or if you deem it to be wrong, you pretty much deem it to be wrong because other people told you it was wrong. So
That's true.
I believe that it's definitely determined by other people. But I would ask y'all this question right here. This is like a pop-up. When y'all hear people say innately you are born knowing right or wrong, do y'all agree with that statement? Because a lot of people say that. They're like, yo, you now come on. They're like, now you born knowing whether you right or wrong now. Like you born.
Nah,
I don't think so.
when you young, no.
Mm-mm.
I mean, as you get older, yes,
We
because
teach.
you got taught. But when you young,
That's
nah.
Zach, what you think? You say you don't think you born knowing
I
right or
don't
wrong?
think so. Because if you were, my daughter, she goes to Lucy's water bowl, knowing that she ain't supposed to be in that, and I have to simply tell her, no, don't do this because it's bad for you, or it's gonna get you in trouble, or this and this, and so. I don't think so. I think we're taught everything.
Okay. That's interesting. Caprice, would you think about that last one? When you hear people say that you are born innately knowing right from wrong, well, what you think about that?
I already answered no.
I mean, well, all y'all went to class at the same time, so I decided to break it up. Because I heard what Zach answered too, but all of y'all was doing it at the same time. So, it sound like, well, I mean, I agree with y'all. It sounds like y'all saying that when people say that, it's one of them cliches, man, that they just saying, and people don't really, I guess, believe it. But the thing is, whether you born right or wrong. Okay. So another question around morality: should a person's morale actually benefit others, or is it more so about you? Should your morale benefit others? What y'all think? Caprice, I'm gonna start with you first, since you moving around, so I'm gonna catch you right before you start.
You first.
Zach, you go first.
I think so. I mean, can you ask the question
Should
again?
should your morale actually benefit others, or is it more so about you?
Well, I feel like it's for all of us. If it
Mm-hmm.
benefits me, it's going to benefit others. So if my morale is deemed to keep people safe and keep people healthy, then I do feel like it's for other people. But where I stand may be different than where you stand or other people stand. So, I think it's kind of both. I think we go hand in hand with each other, and it depends on each other's understanding of human nature and mankind to just work together as a team to keep each other safe and living and healthy and all that stuff.
Okay. Josh, what you think, man? Should your morale benefit others, or is it really just about you?
I mean, if your morale, inspiring people and all that, I mean, yeah, that's a good way. I mean, for the people to think, but yeah, I think it can benefit others. Yeah, the explanation I gave earlier.
Okay. Caprice, what you think about that? Should your morale benefit others, or is it just simply about you?
My morale,
Huh?
my personal morale, or morals. Period.
I mean, you can answer. You can answer both. You can take the general route first, and then you can go personal.
All right. Generally, if we talk about the morals that other people put on you, uh, I guess it could benefit others. I don't know, but personal morale, no, I don't think it could benefit others. I mean, unless your morality has to do with others.
Exactly.
No, it's your personal morals.
So I would say that I'm a mutual Caprice. I would say that I would agree that I think it depends on what is the placement of where you putting this, right? So if you're like, say if you in the business of helping people, benefiting people, and all like a lot of community service work and stuff like that, I would say that I think your morals will more align with than like other people. Like it will involve other people. But I think when you're talking about personal self, they don't necessarily have to benefit other people. It could be just your journey. You know what I'm saying? It could be something that establishes just simply more so who you are. So in terms of the question, I mean, it all depends on I think that what you into, what your business, what your line of business, what you're trying to do. I got a question around some discipline. When it comes to people's morale and principle, you think to be able to really carry these things out, do y'all think a level of discipline is required for principles and morale? We already say that they're different. So I'm talking about when it comes to both. Do you think there's a level of discipline that's required when it comes to people that obtain their morale and principles? Zach, I'll let you go first.
I say yeah, definitely. Discipline has to be firsthand because our minds and our whatever you want to call it can come up with some pretty crazy stuff impulsively, and in order to just take a step back and be disciplined in the manner of the way we think and the way we act, I think that it goes a long way in how we approach different people in day-to-day and eh, interactions, and just understanding that people are different and people are gonna think the way they think and we're gonna think the way we think. But it definitely takes discipline to understand that. So, you know.
Okay. Chef Joe, what you think, man? Is discipline required to when you obtain in this whole principles and morale thing? Is it a requirement of discipline?
Yeah, because if you believe in your principles, you discipline, you focus, like you're not gonna change your mind. So you got to have discipline for that. So yeah,
Okay.
short and sweet.
Capri, what you think? I'll unmute you since I got you. Go ahead.
I can't touch my phone right now.
I got you.
Principle definitely takes a lot of discipline because if you don't stand on your principle, then it just becomes like a wishful goal or something that you're trying to attain, but it's not really what you're doing.
What about the morale side? You think that requires the discipline too?
Um, I think morally it's like I don't know because you said it's about right and wrong, and that could just be like something you think. It's not necessarily something that you have to do.
So you don't think right and wrong lives within actions?
I mean, yeah, it does.
So that would mean that what you do play a part in it then.
So then, yeah, both would be discipline. Takes discipline, but I think principle takes a lot more discipline than moral.
Okay. So if I approach this, I think both of them require because most of the things we do, we typically align them with our actions. I
Yeah,
think they both require a level of discipline. I think that in order to really, yeah, I think that like when you got principles, like in order for you to uphold them and push them forward, you got to have some level of structure. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some level of discipline to kind of operate or maneuver it or push it forward. Even with your morals, I think that like if you believe something is right, especially when you start talking about human behavior, then it's like to not acknowledge it or push it forward would seem very hypocritical. It's like you got to have some level of restraint and to not do certain things to keep you in whatever your alignment is good, right? So if you believe in walking a so-called good path, you got to have the discipline to keep you along that path. If it's a path of evil, you pretty much got to have that same discipline to walk those paths, man. So I mean, I got to pop up on my phone here real quick. when it comes to do y'all believe this is random that if you're not a religious walking person, would you deem a person immoral if they don't walk with religion? This is personal for y'all because I know some people do, some people don't. I'm asking y'all opinion. Would you deem a person immoral if they don't walk with that path of religion? Caprice, you laughing and smiling, so I'm gonna let you go first. You over there, you laugh. What you think?
You said religion?
Yeah.
No, that's stupid. What religion got to do with morality or principle? I mean,
A lot of morals
some people
come from.
they live by the Bible, you know, by the word, all that. So I guess for those people, but for me personally, no, I don't follow a religion. That don't mean I don't believe there's a God. Of course, there's a God because I'm a God. But
I like it. Okay. So you say that you don't believe that you will be immoral. Do you have you ever noticed? If you notice, because you might not come across people like that neither. I don't really know. But have you ever noticed people who are typically more biblical or more within the Quran or whatever may have you make it seem as if you don't walk those paths, then you're more immoral?
yeah. I dealt with, and these were some older ladies. They was trying to force me because I was a part of a program, and they was trying to force me to go to Bible study and the church and all this and that. And I'm like, that's cool or whatever, but y'all not gonna force this down my throat. You're not gonna tell me if I'm not living by this word that go to hell and I'm never gonna get blessed. I've been blessed. So what you talking about?
Okay. Chef Joe, man, what you think, man? What you think about that? For those who typically do, what do you consider that? If you're not walking that path, man, if you ain't walking that biblical beat, man, would you view somebody to be immoral?
No.
They say some say the Bible stands for the basic instructions before leaving Earth. That's what
I
some
understand.
people say.
I understand that, but if that's the case, man, half of us going to hell then because half of us don't broke that shit anyway. Shit, sex before marriage, adultery, and all that. I mean, come on now. Don't get me wrong, the most biggest hypocrites are in church, and the pastor ain't no better. So don't get me wrong. like Capri said, I believe there's a higher power and all that. So I mean. One time I go to church for funerals and weddings now. Like, nah.
Caprice, you was about to chime in with something before.
In the Bible is just a bunch of niggas' perspective of their encounters with God. So how can I take that for face value?
Okay. Zach, man,
I stand on the opposite fence. Completely opposite. I mean, whether you believe this way or this way, it don't make you a less moral person than somebody who necessarily don't believe in a higher power or whatever. Because that's where I stand, and that's why I take the principles aspect because my principles are not gonna change whether I'm walking with this God or the Quran God or Jewish God, whatever. It's gonna stand that the best thing for human beings is what's best for human beings. I stand on the opposite fence.
Caprice, Kev in the chat, man. Kev said, "What you cooking?" in the chat.
Let him finish. I don't want to cut him off if he wasn't done.
Well, I waited till he had break. You finish that?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
I made some spaghetti and then I'm making me black and Cajun chicken for my salad from work.
Nice.
So what? This makes me ask this question right here. Because Josh has said something about how most of us are these heathens today, and most of us aren't following these type of things. So if we don't look for, because especially down here in the South, most people do look at the biblical way of where the alignment of how morals and all these principles and stuff go to stand for, right? So if we are not the ones moving with this instruction book, do y'all think that morals and principles on their own are actually respected today? Like, not
Uh,
trying to combine them with religion, right? Like we understand that everybody don't walk with that path, but this is just dedicated more purely to morals and principles. Period. Do y'all think those are respected? Even though we see a lot of people don't respect like the religion, even though religion kind of is where a lot of that's kind of stemming from, if it makes sense.
You say, do people do people respect our like principles, or
Just,
do we?
no, just morals and principles. Period. Because some people, I've seen people respect a person's principles that don't align with them, but they respect them on behalf of you. You get what I'm saying? So my question is morals and principles respected today?
I, I guess it depends on the person. The person that feel that way. It depends.
If you had to percentage it, right? And from your optician, how many people you think really give a damn about morals and principles? If you had to percentage it, and a whole pie is 100.
70-30?
70 being respected or don't?
Don't.
70% don't, 30 do? Yeah, that's pretty steep. Okay. Zach, what you think about it? You think are they? I'm actually that percentage part second, but I'm actually this part first. Do you think that morals and principles are respected today?
I don't think so. I think everybody just goes based off what they think and what they feel and only care about themselves.
Okay. So if you had the percentage, what would you say it looked like?
I'll go one higher, 80 to 20.
Damn.
80 being the not
Yeah,
respectable.
yeah.
That's steep. Damn, those some steep numbers. Caprice, what you think?
Repeat the question. Repeat the question.
The first question I asked them was, do you think morals and principles are respected today?
Overall,
Yes, ma'am.
no.
Hey, if you had to percentage it, what would you put on that?
I would say I'm gonna agree with my fellow Aquarian. 70-30.
You said 70%? 70% disrespect? Damn.
Yes, I think it's because a lot of people don't. A lot of people want to walk that path and be in and want to have these morals and live by them. I just think a lot of people lack discipline. If we know that a lot of people lack discipline, then we know that a lot of people is not respecting these morals and especially from a religious aspect. There's a whole bunch of people that claim they're Christian but don't really live by that Bible.
That's right.
All right, so hold on. I want to before I dive in, I answer because I really ain't gonna be too much far off of what y'all say, but I want to just from y'all optician. I think one of y'all might already have answered this already, but in y'all opinion though, why do y'all think that is though? Like why personally from your own viewings, why do you think people don't respect it today, morals and principles? Uh, Zach, I think one of y'all did answer this, but I'm not sure. Zach, why do you think people don't?
I think it's what I said earlier. People just go based off what they think is right,
Yeah, you said so.
regardless of what other people think, regardless of what uh, religion says or religion don't say. They just go based off their own head and their own, I guess you would say, morality or principles, and you know, those are ever changing. I mean, like Shay said, everybody that says they're believers, they don't even go, they don't even hold to those values necessarily. So it's kind of like we're just all here. which is stupid. I mean, if we're not gonna protect each other and care for one another, then what's what's the point?
Okay, Chef Joe, what you think about that? In your personal opinion, why do you believe that people don't have no respect for this?
Because they either was never taught like the definition of moral or and all that, and they or some people just honestly don't care. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about nothing. So to them, they don't care. So
Caprice, what you think? I came out and meet you. Why in your personal opinion do you believe that people just don't care about morals and principles?
Pertaining to what, the Bible?
No, just in general. Like, why do you think people don't give a damn?
A lot of people have children and don't raise them to have morals or principles.
Mm-hmm.
Let them, they just watch them grow. They don't even, people not raising their kids these days. Nobody knows about morals and values until they get older, and then a lot of people stick their morals and values to the Bible. And then, speaking of today, a lot of people lost their faith in the Bible or in the church because they see how corrupt it is. So now everybody feel like I'm better off just having my own morals and values because look at these churches.
So basically, you saying that most people ain't got no respect for it because they don't have nothing to begin with.
Yep.
Dang, that's pretty rough. All right, so let me dive in. So, are principles and morals respected today? I would say about very few. I say there's a couple people who do like that honorable walk and they hold themselves to certain things. I think that amongst a few they respect it and they don't. If I have to percentage it, I think that's 70-30 pretty good. I think that's 70 because if I say 60-40, I think I'd be giving a little too much. So I think that 70-30 is pretty good with people who don't do it. I think there's a lot of people who they like to speak about morale and principles and they don't really honor it. Like I don't think there's no honor that really comes with it, or they don't even really carry the discipline to do it. As far as people not having them, I think people know about a lot of stuff, but I just don't think that people don't set claim to put themselves in it. Like there's a lot of people who live lives and they do certain things, but they're really just that's just like they're so washy with it. Like they'll if it's beneficial to them, they'll hold themselves to it. But the moment that it falls out of their benefit, they're not doing it no more. So I think that most people morals and principles kind of align only where their value align. Like if they see a benefit in doing something, like if they can do something positive or something they consider to be good, especially if they can make some money behind it, they'll do it. But if there ain't no kind of reward behind it, no money or nothing to be gained, most people really don't care. They just do whatever they feel and however they want. So I'm in alignment with y'all. I had intentions on my mind somewhere. So when we talk about morale, let me tell you how I'm gonna frame this question. Where does intention play a part? Or is it does intention play a part when it comes to morale and principles, or is it on the morale side? Is it a thing of just being right and being wrong, and the intention just lies in that I'm just right or I'm wrong? Or when it comes to principle, is there like a intention of we follow this law because there's a end goal or there's a maybe a way you want to turn things around? Like, is there a purpose behind it? Is there like an intentional purpose, or is there not really that much of an intention when it comes to morale and principles? What y'all think? Where do intention play a part in morale and principles? Is my question.
That's a long ass question, bro. Shit.
Now, because I wanted to kind of context it before I answer. The question straightforward is, where do intention lie when it comes to principles and morale? So a lot of that was just a lot of context just going through.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Where the intention lie? Or you don't
Does
think there?
it? Does it? Like, I don't know. Intention?
Let me go since you don't know.
Okay, love.
Go ahead, Caprice.
Intention, I think intention lie more in principle than morals. Cause I mean, if somebody thinks something is right or wrong, it don't matter why you did what you did or whatever. It's still wrong or right. In principle, that your intentions is that's just how you carry yourself or whatever the intention behind it. It's something behind those principles that you hold to yourself too. So I don't morally, I don't think there has to be intentions behind morals. There might be, but I think it more lies in principle.
Okay. Josh, you just didn't know? You wasn't sure?
I'm not sure, bro.
All right. Zach, what you think about this, man?
I'm
Where do
with
intentions play a part?
I'm with Caprice. I think intentions is more in principles than it is in morality because morals are based off mainly religious beliefs and they can change with society, they can change with the times, whereas principles, we stick to this no matter what. It's either right or it's wrong.
So did we ever really care about? So we live in a country that a lot of things were based out of Christianity, right? But if you really pay attention to history, did we ever really give a damn about principles and morale? Like, what y'all think? But did we ever really care about that though? Even though they say our countries is based and kind of predicated out of the religion, did we ever really give a part? Because I know I asked the question, I said today, but was that ever really a big concern to us? Do y'all believe this?
I don't think so. And I say that on the basis of everything. Everything. Our country was supposedly founded on Christianity. And these people literally don't follow half the stuff that their holy book says to go by. I mean, a guy at work, he says that we're basically slaves to our jobs. So it's like, well, where do we draw the line? Where do we say this is wrong? Or, where do we draw that line? I mean, people have been doing it for, you got to think, 2,000 years or more than that. And what has changed? Technology, definitely. But has morals changed? Has principles changed? No, we still have people out here shooting up schools and shooting up convenience stores and all kind of stuff. Where, where do we draw the line and say this is wrong and we need to do something about it?
Okay. Caprice, what you think about that, man? When we look at the historical side of it, we know that the format of how they chose to build a country, but do you think we've ever had that? Like, were we ever really about morals and principles?
Because you said founded the country was founded on Christianity. The people that said that is the ones that didn't even found America. So I don't.
Exactly.
And secondly, all that stuff that we is a capitalistic country. There's nothing in that book that revolves around capitalism or any of that. I think I don't think America is built on morals. I think America is built on principles, especially when it comes to capitalism.
I would agree with that. I would definitely agree. I would definitely agree with that. And I think it goes back to what I said earlier about people typically only really play that game when it comes to a benefit to them. So when we look at history and we started talking about like, because you think about it, around the world, right? The biggest wars, the longest lasting wars, and everything were all around religion.
Okay.
So, with that being the case, you would think that if we move with the precedence of this being good, right, a good place, how the hell could we have so much war around something so good?
Because nobody agrees.
It's a business. It's a business.
Exactly.
So because nobody agreed, that made the people then decide to be bad. They were good people until you
I
disagreed.
wouldn't say that.
So you saying they ain't never even been good people?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know them. I don't know their lifestyle, but I I I have to say it's not good. That's for sure. That's for sure. It's not good at all.
Okay. All right. So that makes me want to dive into this question. What makes a good / bad person? Like, what makes this? What makes a good person? What makes a bad person? Or is it just a bunch of bullshit?
I would have to say the environment they grew up around, or the people who raised them, or the people that they fantasize or want to be like. Like,
so would you say that if they emulated whatever the example was or the inspiration was to them, that would then make them good? I see you.
like I say, it depends on the environment they grew up in. Like, if they only seen that and that's the only thing they know, good or bad, that's how they go turn out, or how they go be.
Oh, so okay, so you speaking to more so just that's just where their perception is going to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how would you? So okay. Do you believe in a good and are you a moral walking person? So I know how to ask my next question.
Oh shit.
Just so I know how to frame my next question, because I might not need to frame it if you might not be on a certain side. Because y'all know where I stand when I done said this many shows. I am not the moral guy.
Nah, I'm more on principle. I ain't have no moral.
Yeah, that's why I lie too. So that's why I always ask people. Some people, they do it. So I guess you wouldn't place no judgment on them at all. I guess then, like if they're moving with that certain behavior, you wouldn't call them, you wouldn't label them good or bad.
No.
Okay, Zach, what you think?
I'm kind of 50-50 on that one. I mean, it's kind of like, well, I've just been deconstructing. So it's like I was raised with these certain uh, principles or morals, and a lot of that I do see as good because it's like you should not kill, you should not steal, you should not covet what your neighbor has, and even deconstructing all that stuff, I still see good in those statements. Because if I truly love somebody, I'm not going to want their life. I have my life and I live my life the way I see fit, and that being what's best for all of humanity at
Okay,
large.
let's play a game real quick. So,
Wait, don't go further.
okay. Well, all right. Well, go ahead, Caprice. I was going to go just off of. Okay, go ahead. I'll go ahead. I'll let you be. Go ahead.
Pause on the game. I want to hear.
I got you.
All right. What was the question again? So I'll make sure I got my answer right. How I wanted to answer it.
Well, I gotta go back to ask. Well, matter of fact, before you go, I gotta ask Zach back to the original question though. I think Zach was more so judging that follow-up question about him personally. So the first question though was what actually makes a person a good or a bad person? That was the original question.
Well, I'd say what's best for humanity. If I'm out here killing all these people, how can anybody deem that good?
Because we overpopulated. Nah, I'm playing.
Well, I mean,
I'm
our
playing.
government
So
does all
if we
that.
were to take what Capri said, then would then population control then be a good thing? Like if overpop see that'll play into my game. All right, go ahead, never mind.
I would say,
I'll come
yeah.
back.
I mean, but does that make it good? Does that make killing people good? I don't think so. But if we are overpopulated, then what's the next step? I mean, birth
Killing people.
control. I mean,
Yeah,
people just out here having all kind of intercourse and all that stuff when they know the outcome of doing this, and it is babies, period, end of story. So it's like either use protection or just don't have sex, period.
yeah. We
We know they not doing the second one.
already agree that most people lack discipline anyway. So maybe somebody need to take it in their hand and start killing people to control the population. But I'm just playing.
so
Our
Caprice,
government does that.
to
I'm just playing.
answer the question, what actually?
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
So Caprice, go ahead and answer the question. What makes a good person or what makes a bad person in your optician?
I don't know. That depends on me personally. That depends on what I morally think. Yeah, I have morals, but I don't really put them on other people to deem them as bad or good. I feel like if you could justify, most actions can be justified. And if
Every
it can be justified, then how can I deem you as a bad person? Like if you killed somebody because for a woman, if you killed the man because he assaulted you or something.
And you about to go into my game.
Or if you had to kill somebody because they did something to your child or something.
You about to go into my game.
It's some things can be justified, and if it can be justified, how can I deem this person all bad? Like I can't. So what I don't necessarily put my morals on other people. It's more so for me and how I would move. And I could think something is bad or wrong, but I wouldn't deem them all as a bad person. Okay. I would say you're a fucked up person.
Yeah.
Okay. So look, I'll give my spiel before I jump into the game. So people, if you walk, follow the channel, if you watch the shows, I've said it on several shows. I'm not the moral guy, and I know when I first been saying this, even a couple people I talk to, they be like, "Yo, why would you when you make a statement like that? What does that really mean?" And I personally don't believe there's any reason or any benefit, personally, of labeling something to be simply good or bad. I think that if I because I have children, if I teach it from the perspective of just showing you consequences, I don't really have to label something to be good or bad if I'm literally just addressing, if you do this action, these are the things that can happen that come from the actions. I don't have to say, well, this is a good action. Oh, this is a bad action. No, I'm telling you, you can run into this situation or you can run into this situation by simply doing this act. There's no reason for me to apply a good or a bad to it. So, and that's all morality is good or bad. So I always say I am not the moral guy. I also kind of use that concept too when people say integrity, because integrity is heavily predicated upon the adherence of that too, of that moral construction. You get what I'm saying? But I am a man who walk with principles, and I'm going to adhere to the things that what I've aligned. I always say that we represent. I like how Capri said it earlier. When people listen, I believe there is higher gods when we speak, but because I understand that I am exactly of that same thing, and I walk as that, I can set the rules, and I can learn how to have the discipline to adhere to the rules that I set as well. You get what I'm saying? Without having to make all the excuses and all that other stuff that people do. So yeah, so as far as the question of what makes a good person or a bad person, I'll tell a person like this, whatever you feel like you want it to be. Because some people are going to always move with morality, period, regardless of what other people say. So whatever you tell me that makes a good person, I'll say a good person is whatever you deem it to be. Because in my world, it doesn't exist. So if you say a good person is a person who do this, boom, 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 blah, blah, hey, that's what he is then. If you say a bad person who do this, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say, well, I guess that's what it is. But I just personally, I disagree with it. But let's play this game real quick. Because Zach said a couple things kind of hitting at the commandments, right? So, and Caprice, she spoke about justification. She said most things can be justified. So would we say that, and it's yes or no for all y'all, would we say that killing is wrong considerably, right? Well, because people try to make killing a universal wrong, right? Will we say killing is wrong? That
No.
No. Caprice?
It depends.
Chef Joe?
No.
Killing is wrong?
No.
Oh, I got 2 no's and a depend. Okay, let me talk to these heathens. So y'all say so. Well, what would be your approach to then something like? Let's use something more common so we don't feel so outdated. What would y'all say about what's going on in Israel right now? Do y'all think there are bad forces that align with this? Because there's a lot of killing going on over there. What would y'all consider this? This just a fucked up situation, or it's a lot of bad going on? What would y'all consider this? If y'all know what's going on. I don't know if y'all keep
religious atrocities. One side says their God is right, and the other side says their way is right, and they're just arguing back and forth on nonsense where we could just all get along. This person thinks this way, I think this way. Let them think that way and let me think this way. Who cares? Let's just live life.
Cool. So Caprice, would you say what would be the dependent part?
What?
What would be the dependent part when it comes to killing?
I say it only depends, like if whatever the killing you did was not justifiable.
What would make killing justifiable?
What would make
killing? See, I can't ask the fellas this because these demons on the on the right side of the screen say it ain't wrong. So I can't ask them 2 demons over here. I gotta ask you because you said it depends. So what would be that? What would be a justifiable kill?
First of all, you're a third one too. That's why you ain't answer.
I said
I'm gonna get to it.
I said it's not justifiable.
Well, you said it depends, though. You said it depends, and then you said it depends on if it's justifiable. So I'm asking you, what would be justifiable?
No, I only said it depends because if the killing is if it can't be justifiable.
But that's what I'm asking you, though. What would be justifiable, though? You said if it can't be, which means that you're saying that there are some things that can be justified and some things that can't.
I told you, I already gave you examples.
That's what I'm saying. But what is it? I ain't no example. What would be a justifiable kill?
It's justifiable to kill somebody did something to your child. It's justifiable to kill if somebody harmed you and physically.
So basically, you just saying self-defense use of your demon is justifiable, pretty much.
Self-defense.
Because self-defense is for your loved ones too.
Yeah, self-defense. Some people that actually have mental illness, because a lot of people think that these killers and stuff just be killing when they really crazy and they got mental illness and nobody want to, dig deep into mental health. So, yeah, some people brain tell them to kill.
So fellas, y'all believe there's a such thing as a justifiable kill?
If somebody break in my house and I kill them, that's a damn justified kill, motherfucker. You should have put the wrong goddamn house. Shit.
I agree. But where I stand is, if we're gonna say killing is wrong, that means killing anything is wrong. So
hunting, fishing, all that shit.
He's jumping ahead in my game because I was going to go that route. He's jumping ahead of my game. That's really why I asked about the justifiable, because I would be like, well, we killed, like, see Zach on it.
So it's like you know, I had a buddy of mine kill a deer the other day for me, so I could provide for my family, my wife, my baby. And, you know, would I say that's wrong? Um, I would say no, because a deer, I mean, I'm not to say we're better than other animals because I understand we're primates, but you know, they can't reason with us like we reason with each other. So if I was to step out of my house and just kill another logical reasoning human being just because I wanted to, I would say that is wrong in that sense.
I agree with that.
So if you could have get out there and get that deer right, and that deer could have reasoned with you, what that noise that deer's be making? That little what if
uh,
he hit you with that little and you understood him and he trying to reason? He's like, no, Zach, I know you gotta provide, man, but I got a family too.
yeah,
Would that like restrain you from having to take that deer life if he could have reasoned with
most
you?
most likely. I'm just being honest. I feel
I got
like
no, I got you.
if they were able, if animals, period, were able to communicate with me and tell me this right here is so wrong, like you're taking us away from our family and all this stuff, and I mean, I would have to say I can't do it.
What if it was okay? Now I'm gonna be funny about this. I ain't about to all the way through.
No,
what?
I don't know about that because we already know that this deer had to come from somewhere. It got a family, so I don't need the deer to tell me that it got a family. And do you think the deer you gonna
That's
be able
true.
to reason with the deer when they want to kick the shit out of you? So it's like,
That's true.
or when certain animals want to attack you, you can't reason with them either. You could be like, I got a family, and like they don't give a fuck. Like I think we are better than animals because we do have more control of our innate nature, but no, I don't
You
believe that.
think you wait. You think we as humans have more control over our innate nature?
When you asking me like that, it makes me.
I'm about to say, you really think we are demonstrating more control of our innate nature?
Matter of fact, no. I just think we just able to hone in more resources than animals. That's it. That's what I'm gonna say then.
So what you saying is, Caprice, that if you was out there on that same trip and you went to go off to the left and that deer hit you with that little you just gonna still hit him with the crossbow or the shotgun. You just gonna be like, hey, bro, I know you got family, but bro, we hungry. And you just gonna lay him down.
I'm not out there hunting deer first. You know I'm not going hunting no animal. What are you talking about? I love animals.
Listen, we playing the game. If all four of us went on a hunting trip.
You should play a better game when you know I'm good. That's a possibility.
Listen, all right. Okay, let's say this. You didn't go on the trip. You didn't go on the trip for the deer. You went on the trip just to want to hunt, right? But
I don't hunt animals.
listen, but just don't take the game too literal. So we went out there we went out there to actually get the animal. You just went out there because you was like, you know what, I want to learn how to shoot this gun, or I want to learn how to shoot this crossbow. So you only out there to learn how to shoot the weapon. And you got the opportunity that you see that deer and he hit you with that bad, you gonna just lay him down, even if he pleading with you and you understand him. He like, yo, I got it found. You got like, why, like this Bambi right here. Like you just go pop Bambi with the arrow, like say, yo, we hungry. And this is what I came out here to learn.
No, I'm gonna let the deer leave. Like I wasn't shooting at the deer in the first place. I said I wanted to learn how to shoot. I could shoot at trees or something. I don't gotta shoot the deer.
That's true.
Shoot at the tree. I mean, that's true, man.
You
But
I'm going to practice shooting.
I get it, man. But we trying to make sure you can hit this moving target, man. We ain't trying to shoot a tree.
All right, that's what you go to the gun range for.
Can I ask something?
Go ahead.
Can I ask something?
Go ahead.
Caprice.
You just want me to kill.
Oh, my bad. Zach talking to you,
Caprice.
Oh, go
Do
ahead.
you eat meat at all?
Yeah, I do, and I hate that I eat it.
You hate that you eat it, but
Yeah.
you do it.
Yes, because I do it because the blood type that I have to eat meat.
All right, so that could be justifiable,
Right?
as
I say
as we're already stating.
I didn't say it's not justifiable. I just said I'm not going to be the one killing it.
Fair enough. But these people that raise these animals just to be slaughtered are doing it with preservatives and pesticides and all kind of stuff where as if you go out to the wild and just kill a deer per se that just feeds off the land, which still has pesticides of some sort in it, but it's more natural grown means of meat. I
Yeah.
feel like it's healthier.
Mm-hmm.
It's ultimately healthier. So, you know.
All right, we gonna finish up this game and then we gonna jump in the chat too.
I don't
But
have no I don't have no problem with other people hunting animals, killing animals. I'm just not gonna be the one to do it.
so since we talking about the realm of being around justification, right? So say if a man was trying to come over, trying to sneak his little way, backdoor Jody it and try to covet my wife, would it be okay for me to kill him then? Would y'all then testify on this for me? If I had to kill that man, I'm like, yo, he was trying to sleep with my wife, man. I had to kill him. Is that justifiable enough? Or am I just
I don't
dead wrong?
I don't think so. Because she has just as much control as that man does. If my wife is willing to sleep with somebody else, she's not
Your
gonna
wife.
be my wife.
But I know, but my question was,
She's
am
not.
I wrong though? Am I wrong for killing the guy?
I would say yeah, because it takes two to tango. It's
But
not
wouldn't my
just
wife be
his.
considerably? But wouldn't my wife be
Wait.
considerably my property though?
I will only say if you. I will only say
I don't think so. That goes based off religion and all that stuff. So I believe my wife is just as much a person as I am, and I respect her and love her and understand that she is a human being just like me. As a man, it is not my place to demean her just because she is a woman. She
Mhm.
she is she has life in her, and I respect that. So if she wants to make that choice to do that with another man,
Mhm.
then I'd have to kill both of them to justify my actions because it takes two to tango. But I'd simply just walk away. I'd sign a divorce paper and be done with it. Because
Okay, it's Caprice. What you think about that?
I would say I will only go in the realm of you being wrong, is if you only kill him and not her.
So you saying both of them should have to die?
If you gonna kill, if you feel like you have to kill, you gonna have to kill both because it's the same. They did the same thing. The wife is even worse because she had to marry one. But I wouldn't necessarily say you're wrong. I would just say you're stupid. You're dumb.
Why would a person be dumb?
Because you know killing this person will take your freedom away. Now, if you one of them people that don't give a fuck,
If yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. If all those consequences come to term.
yeah, if you don't give a fuck about your freedom, then hey, I can't say you're wrong, right, stupid, nothing. You don't give a fuck.
I feel. Okay, I feel. Um, so let's hold on, my bad, jump back up. Let's so Kev in the chat, man. Kev said, what's the difference between a bad person and a fucked up person? Is there a difference?
No, I didn't say the person was fucked up. What they did, I could say what they did was fucked up. Matter of fact, I think I did say you probably a fucked up person.
So you were saying the person can't really be fucked up. It's just the action that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay, Zach, what you think? Is there a difference between a bad person and a fucked up person?
I don't think so.
Okay. Chef Joe, what you think? There's a difference between a bad person and a fucked up person?
A bad person fucked up. Hell no, it's the same.
Okay. Me personally, I kind of agree with what Capri said. I don't really, because I wouldn't have called the person bad. I wouldn't have called him fucked up. I would have said that, yo, what you did was fucked up. But yeah, I agree with that. Oh, so Chef Joe, before we go to, because Kel had something else in the chat. I asked him, man, if a man tried to covet my wife, man, I had to kill him. You know what I'm saying? For trying to cover my wife. So, we taking this out the realm of self-defense. He just tried to sleep with her, just to get a little pussy. And I killed him. Would I be wrong?
If he just tried to, that he didn't do it.
Now I caught him before he got to it. If I didn't catch him, he was gonna sleep with her. But I managed to catch him before.
Oh shit.
Would I be wrong? And I'd be like, oh, you came over here for this? I might as well go ahead and kill him now. Would I be wrong?
Yeah, because I think you're going after the wrong person.
Would it have changed if he had already slept with her?
Nigga, if he coming through the back door, they already slept together.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all sound like he was kind of unsure, so I'm trying to throw it out and see if he pivoted.
At that point, it sounds like.
I honestly, I still think you're going after the wrong person. You should be going after your wife. Like, nah, because she should have shut that shit down before that shit even start. Because if she's faithful and all that, she would never let that shit get that damn far.
Okay. Kev say, why do you need a reason when you're rational? Why do you need a reason? I guess it's more so probably for Capri saying about a justification, because that's really what that would be.
You said why you need a reason to be irrational.
He said why do you need a reason when you have rationale?
I never said you had to have a reason. I'm just saying, like, for me personally, if I see somebody do something, if I want to deem them as bad or good, I could only justify if something could be justified in my eyes. I'm not gonna deem them bad or good. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say, oh, it has to be a rationale or whatever. I'm not saying. I'm saying anything could be justified. I'm not gonna deem a person bad or good if most things could be justified.
Okay. What about y'all, fellas? Oh, so my bad. That wasn't dedicated. That was actually more dedicated for Zach about the deer. He said no. That was to Zach about the deer. Why you need a reason if when you have ration? And I guess along the line of
that's
like you were going to kill a deer because you was hungry. But if he could plead, why would you not? Why why would you spare him if y'all still hungry? You got rational. The rationality side, y'all got to eat. So why spare him then?
I could go to this plant over here, and I could grow it in my own yard and just eat it. Where, if the deer special pleaded with me and told me it didn't want me to eat it, I'd be like, all right, I'll go home and just eat these plants in my yard. So
unless the deer could point me to some good plants and fruits and all that.
I mean, they're still alive too.
I'm thinking that in my mind. I was like, well, your plants are still living organisms.
They're still alive too. So
you gonna kill? So that means now. So this will be the question. This the question.
We just can't eat.
If the deer pleaded with you, right?
We just can't eat.
The deer pleaded with you, and he said,
"Let's just all starve."
He had a family. He can't do it. Boom, boom, boom. He did. Let's say he did what Capri said. He directed you to a plant, and as soon as you get there, the plant blossomed up and say, "Me? You gonna eat me too? Come on, man! Like I gotta help replenish the rest of this job. I got nothing but family out here. All these weeds you walk through. Well, if they plead not to eat them, you gonna eat them? You gonna go ahead and kill the plant?
That's something. Let's just starve.
Or just do like how the Buddhists do, man. You gonna still kill them, but you're gonna do a lot of praying over it and ask for forgiveness and all that other stuff like that.
Well, why would we need to ask forgiveness when nothing has been proven to exist that needs to be asked forgiveness?
Oh man. Well, I mean, listen. Me personally, I don't believe that.
I'm just gonna ask the Earth.
Outside of
Earth is a
the placement of being able to apply the rationale of things, that's the only thing that actually separates us from the animals, right?
Yes.
That's literally the only thing that separates us from the animal. But I understand nature, and it's within our nature to be able to kill, to be able to feast. Like, I think that's weird for me not to even be able to kill the deer just because he can just because he can plead. Like, what does that matter?
Sure.
Like, on this planet, so you trying to tell me that same God created all these animals? They just so because they can't rationalize it and they call it instinct with them. It's instinctive for us to eat too. Naturally, we started hunting and killing instinctively. So why all of a sudden now, because we eat more chemicals now, we feel like we wrong now for actually eating the animal or eating the plants? That makes no sense to me. That concept is stupid. So me personally, I'm gonna kill it. I don't like deer meat like that. It's a little too gamey for me. And I don't like the fact that we really kind of gotta, mix it with that pork and beef fat just to kind of balance out that taste. But anyway, nonetheless, whether I'm talking cow, whatever may have you, just because you plead don't mean, hey, bro, you got to die today. You just happen to be the unlucky one we rolled up on. We hungry. We gonna have steak tonight.
All right. I have a question. What if it was a human being?
What? So we eating humans?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, what if we did? What if we did and they special pleaded with us? I have a family. I have this. I have this. I have that. Would we still say it's okay?
It's people that do that. It's people that kill people. I got a family.
And I understand that.
I got kids. Like, if whatever the reason why I'm about to kill you, if that person feel like they're gonna kill you, ain't no rationality going on with that. Like, if you did something fucked up and that person want to kill you, you could plead all you want.
I gotta be honest. If it's really been that long since we've had a meal, you gotta go. Well, you kind of gotta go. I mean, it is what it is. Like, if we're that bad off in time and it's like, yo, I ain't seen nothing to hunt in a very long time, or I couldn't catch whatever that was out here in a long time. I mean, bro, it gonna be what it gonna be. Because I walk with a survival of the fittest mentality. So I believe that, hey, bro, the strong survive, the weak die. So I would be lying if I said, well, because we human, we got to spare. Hey, bro. Only thing I say, man, hopefully you just ain't the weakest person in that group at that time.
Yeah. Fight not to be eaten.
Hey, man. Because there's no hypocrisy with me. It's like, nah, I mean, if we're to that place and, understanding that actually, because, not only because I know that with us trying to take humans, that after over a period of time, it actually does something to us neurologically. You know what I'm saying? It triggers shakes and stuff like that, us trying to consume our own. But if that wasn't a thing and we can do like how a lot of other animals do and they can't eat their own, hey, bro, you just a weaker vessel at this point.
At that point, I'll just die. I'm okay with dying.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
That's kind of weird, man, because every living organism number one function is self-preservation.
I get it, but if we down to the point of eating humans, I'm not gonna eat this. I'm gonna be throwing it.
Y'all niggas do got some morality, okay, up here. Okay, y'all do got some little morality.
I didn't. I just said mine personal. I don't put my morals on everybody else.
Okay. So Chef Joe, what you think about it? Chef Joe gonna eat him. That man got to go.
Right.
Chef Joe, what you think, man?
Somebody can make it not taste
about Zach
humany.
About Zach question. What you think about that, man? What if it didn't bother us really to have to be able to eat them a human? And say if it's 12 of us in the group, man, and we hungry, we ain't seen a fish in the river in a while, we ain't seen a deer, a bobcat, or nothing. We ain't seen nothing that we can grab and hunt up. All we got is each other. We hungry. It cold out there too. It about 32 degrees outside. We hungry. We gonna make a sacrificial lamb ourselves, or we just gonna die.
First of all, y'all forgot that shit already happened. Ted Bundy and all that shit. Them motherfuckers
Yeah. Jeffrey
Yeah, but
punching
Dahmer.
people and goddamn eating them and all that. So shit. They
yeah,
been
but
doing that shit.
Dahmer, not
Yeah,
Ted,
Jeffrey Dahmer, my bad.
Ted ain't eating. Ted was just fucking and killing them. But but Dahmer would be considered a sick case though.
Yeah.
Because most people wouldn't do it. They
Definitely.
would consider Dahmer to be sick. They wouldn't even just say he outrightly bad. They would say he was ill. Some people gonna say he outrightly bad, but some people would say he was ill.
I guess for me, yeah. Oof, Lord, no fish. Like I don't eat meat anyway, so no fish.
Oh yeah, I forget. Yeah, you vegan anyway, so
I'm mostly plant based. And I still eat seafood, so yeah, yeah.
But remember what I just not said. Now at 32 degrees outside, nigga, so there ain't shit growing out there, nigga. So I don't know what damn plant you about to get in 32 degrees weather.
Yeah.
So you gonna have to eat or die, because there ain't no plants growing at 32.
Mm.
What you gonna do? You eat or die. It's a woman too. Say if the weakest one is a woman, you eat her or die.
Titties.
Yeah, look, I knew he was gonna be extra. That's why I said it. I knew he was gonna do that. I knew he would have did that. So what are you gonna do? Eat or die?
You already eat coochie, so go ahead.
Yeah.
Look at her. She told me you already.
I'm gonna eat. I ain't gonna lie. It like you say, survivors of feelings. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, but what if around the time that you about to kill this woman, she on her period?
Oh, I mean,
you still go kill her, eat her.
Who said I gotta eat that part? What the fuck?
I was just thinking that in my mind. I was like, what the hell mean you gotta eat that?
It's a part of the uterus, so and that's not just in the vagina. It's coming down.
Yeah, but most people when you engaging in the flesh, that ain't what you going for.
What you going for, the thighs and the arms and stuff?
Yeah, I'm about to say, well, you know what does uterus meat taste like? What the hell is this?
I'm saying when you get down to that part. But I think
legs, arms.
People should be smart enough to know when their supply is getting low to where they don't have to start eating goddamn animals.
Well,
you do know the seasons brought forth why we would have to then now hunt now. Because remember, the seasons where, because that's kind of how it really was. Like throughout the season where the crops would grow, we eat more so of the crops. The seasons when the crops wouldn't grow, you got to eat something. Like, what you gonna eat when there's no crops?
Meat.
All right. See, I'm thinking about, because you ain't gonna have no freezer, right? You saying like we gonna be living in the wild, right? You ain't gonna have no freezer.
Yeah, I'm talking about like, if we ain't got if we don't have all of that, what we gonna do?
You could have chopped up the animals and put them on preserve, put them freeze them, but this is the wild you talk about. So yeah,
we out here.
Yeah, I would die. I'm not gonna eat it. I'm not gonna eat a human. I would die. And it's not coming from a moral sense. It's because I know
that's principles.
I know I wouldn't be able to keep it down. Like I know I'm gonna throw it up.
I can see that. That could be a principle for her though. You're right. I agree with that. Her principle, she will not.
Yeah, because I'm gonna throw it up.
As for morals and principles are different. I mean, bottom line is morals can change based off
the situation.
Principles, it's what we go by, period.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I'll be right there. I'll be like, Capri, you show? Brittany arm tastes good. You show? Be around a couple more winners. No, man. This question right here. Me and Caprice had this conversation before. I think she sent me a clip or something. But is there a difference between a good guy and a nice guy?
Nice guys always finish last.
Is there a difference though? Is there a difference between a good guy and a nice guy?
Different.
Caprice, I'll let you go first.
So the difference is when people try to portray themselves as the nice guy, right? They only doing shit to get shit in return. That's how you be nice. As soon as you don't get what you want, you ain't so nice no more. Now a good guy don't necessarily. It's not necessarily a nice person, not necessarily a nice person or a fucked up person. They just, like I seen a thing that even that thing that I sent you from LL Cool J. He said, now if I seen somebody rob an old lady and I chase them down and punch them in their face and knock them out, does that make me a nice guy? No, it makes me a good guy. So that's just how I look at it. Nice guys just do stuff in return. Good guys do stuff off of just, I guess, just principle and morals.
It's good.
Okay, Chef Joe, what you think about that, man?
But like I said, I really don't carry this whole good guy, bad guy, thing. But if we trying to compare it to good guy and nice guy, whatever.
Chef Joe, what you think, man? Is there a difference between a nice guy and a good guy?
Damn, I like that breakdown. But nah, I think if you're just a genuine person, some people would consider you a nice guy or a good guy. It depends on them.
What about you personally, though? Do you see a difference, or you think they're the same thing?
I think they're the same thing.
Okay. Zach, man, what you think, man? Is there a difference between a good guy and a nice guy?
I'm completely with Caprice on this one. Like Jeffrey Dahmer would be considered a nice guy because he lured his women in that way. But a good guy wouldn't have done the things he done to those women. I'm with her. You get a nice guy just be's nice to get what he wants, but a good guy does the hard stuff just because that's in his character and it's in his principles, morale, whatever. It's just who he is.
All right, let me ask you a question before Kevin go on. What if a good girl fucked the good guy over and turned him into bad? Will he still and hold on? Damn.
I understand what you're
So when he's
saying.
a good guy,
I understand. I
Oh, okay, yeah. I was
understand.
trying to make a point. I forgot.
I don't necessarily think that a good guy can't turn bad. I don't think that at all because people change. I mean, regardless of situations, life happens, circumstance happens, and some people just can't take it mentally, so they have a mental break, and it causes them to do things that they wouldn't necessarily do. So I do think that you could turn into a bad guy, and it's just the way life goes. But if this good guy ends up doing something bad, I wouldn't still consider him a good guy. I would then consider him a bad guy because at the end of the day, he did this unprincipled or immoral thing to somebody or vice versa, and it's just it's principles all the way.
I would look more into like the why. Like, what did she do to turn him bad, and then what was his reaction to that? Like,
So you
so
think it would be justified for him to
I
do
said
something
I
bad?
said for me most things could be justified. So if
That's
she
true.
done, like, let's say, oh, she smacked him and he smacked her back. Hey, listen, you should never smacked him. I think everybody have equal opportunity to protect themselves or defend themselves. Or
That's
she,
true.
or if she gave him a STD or something, and he wanted, hey, listen, you playing with my health. Listen, so why you choking?
They might
So
have caught him off
like,
guard. Dang.
it's like, okay, But that don't mean to go on a rampage to do this with multiple people. Like, so, yeah. But I think some things could be justifiable. Like I said, I really can't really label people good or bad. So I'm just having this conversation just for sake of having a conversation. But I think people are just people, and people is peopling out here.
So I think it goes back to kind of like those realms are gonna go back to like when we were talking about intention. I think that
Yeah.
I think that so if I kind of utilize the example that Caprice gave, if a guy was trying to rob like say rob a woman's purse, the I don't believe that the nice guy probably wouldn't have resulted to violence anyway though.
No. Nope.
Because that nice guy probably would because most of the time when somebody's nice, they typically try to avoid confrontation. Even if it could be a positive benefit or a negative benefit. You know what I'm saying? Like he typically don't want to offend, don't want to bother, don't want to ruffle feathers. He just typically want to stay in a good place as far as his consideration, right? But I think a good guy would still fuck that guy up and be like, hey, no, I did what I believe was right, and no, I was not about to let him take that purse. Mm-hmm. Now, I could have been a nice guy. You might even consider me a nice guy for fucking him up, but I personally just did what I believe was good, and that good guy might have a better understanding that certain situations require you to tap into. This is like I always say, everybody want to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts have to do, right? Or when people make it seem like violence is like it's not within our nature, right? But when people talk about protection literally comes in the realm when it's typically something that's going to be physically harmful to you. So if it's within our nature, it's like, why would we act like or make it seem like that by choosing violence at any point in time, you're not then being like naturally yourself? But that's because we let our mental capacity try to make us seem like, well, you have to exist outside of the nature and live within your mental capacity. And I think that we as humans got a big problem with that. I think we got a lot of concepts and constructions that we feel like because we have the mental capacity that we now can't do things that are actually more natural for us now because we have to rationalize everything out versus living. You know what I'm saying? So
violence is necessary.
But that's my point. Like sometimes it is necessary and it is required to do certain stuff. Now, I always say this, and I know how sometimes when people get a little mad or people feel a way when you're on the losing side. Like when people talk about slavery, people get upset, and most black people be like, "Well, this, and that," but that's really because you've been on the losing side. See me, I don't feel a way because I understand that we was on the losing side. I'm like, it was the way of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like. There was a lot because white people enslaved white people, black people enslaved black people. Like slavery was all the way across. But some people put it to where it's like, no, it's just wrong. This never should have happened. It's wrong. But then what's funny, if we take that concept, but then those who want to go religion, the Bible told you to obey your master.
That's true.
Tell you to walk those same planes. So it gets kind of tricky. But I personally would advocate for people to take more of a stance of principle than morale, because I think morale is typically more chosen by others than it would be you. But Carol got a question that comes there. What is the difference between personal morality and social morality when most personal morality came from social morality? What y'all think about that?
I think most of them do come from social morality, but I think it's up to you to carry that through if like you really connect with that. Like that's just something that you don't want to do. Like, first of all, I don't think how can we even have morals if they're not no society, like society putting something out there for us to know what the morals are. Period. Like, what do people deem is wrong? What do people deem is bad? Like, you gotta pull your morals from somewhere. But I think once you collect the data of everything, it's up to you to choose which ones you're gonna follow for yourself.
Yeah.
Would y'all agree with that?
I agree.
I think so, but I have a question.
Go ahead.
How do you know that what we're pulling is right? I mean, what makes it right?
That's a good question because we're talking morality, so that means it would be right or wrong.
It would be more so of like you going off like your intuition and your instincts, like what feels right and wrong for you.
All right,
But if
but
that's but if we can use that concept and you say we're going off intuition because intuition is a innate thing, then wouldn't that make us circle back around to then people having to then now kind of innately know what right or wrong is then?
that's good.
Think about it. Because if you
This is
say
crazy.
we're going
But
off
I'm
a complete
only
list.
saying,
Crazy.
I'm only saying like what you choose out of the social morality, what you choose to make your personal, it can be based on how you feel about it, how like your intuition about it. Just because I don't want to make it seem like because you choose a person, you only choosing it personally. You might only choose it personally because society told you this was something that was bad. How do you know that something is bad for you unless you know either experienced it or can empathize with what how is it making you feel or what your intuition is telling you not to do. So that's what I would say about like just making it more personal to you.
So basically, I guess to Zach's question, then you really just don't know. You're really just going to make a choice.
Yeah, it's all about making a choice.
I can respect that because I don't know. I can't put myself in that situation without being in that situation. Once I get in that situation, I may make a different choice than my mind right now thinks I will make because it
Yeah,
is what it is. I mean,
that's that never say never joint.
it's the instinct.
Yeah.
It's instinct. We go based off of instinct
I
a
think I
lot of
think
time.
I think what typically molds certain stuff. I think innately, I think people know what makes them comfortable and uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? Like when you come across something that if how it makes you feel, like all right, I'm uncomfortable with this, and then you know the discomfort side of it. And I think that's where a lot of the social morality comes from, right? I think that you took a bunch of people who usually when the laws happen, don't even be a bunch of people. You take a set of people and they be like, well, we're uncomfortable with this. We'll make this a law, we'll make this a rule, or we'll make this the principle or guideline that we're not doing this because that's the operation. The operation would be the principle, not the morality. So the moment we set it as an operation, we're now talking about conduct, which now we're talking principle, not morality, right? Because you can have right or wrong, but then there's no operation to follow. You get what I'm saying? And that's the reason why I say I'm not moral, because we don't have to have a principle. We don't have to have any level of principle with it. So when people want to add principle operation to it, that's why they throw the word ethic in front of it. So when they want you to move a certain way, they call it ethic. They call it an ethical principle. So now you are moving accordingly to your morale. So I think that's where it comes from. So I think you don't you know what makes you uncomfortable, and you say, well, I'm uncomfortable with this. Now we say, since we're uncomfortable with it, this is not right. It's wrong because we're uncomfortable. And then, of course, when you are comfortable with it, well, this is right, man, because everybody will agree we're comfortable with this. We like the results. And that's what deems it. I think it literally is a subjective thing. It's predicated upon you as an individual. I think that's where your rights and wrongs really come from. It comes from your comfortability level.
Right. I agree to that.
All right, guys. That's all I pretty much have for this topic, man. Y'all got anything y'all want to add to the concept of morality or principles?
I think
Anybody?
we could come back to another show of whether it's objective or subjective because that's a big topic. Big topic.
So y'all know how we normally do. When we end the show, let everybody run their plug, whatever y'all social media outlets or whatever may have you, let people know where they can find you and what you got going on. So before we get up out of here, we're gonna go ahead and take care of that. Chef Joe, let the people know where you at, what you got going on, that they can find you.
Well, like I said, you can find this light-skinned brother as Chef Joe with the pots too.
Boy.
The same handle for TikTok and Cooking with Chef Joe on YouTube. Please don't get mad.
You doing all that? Like you really on some light skin shit right now.
Capri's. Well, let the people know where they can find you, what you got going on.
Why you keep asking me these questions?
Oh yeah, my bad. I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting.
Nah, matter of fact, you could find me at I ain't really.
Caprice always say you got to come here. Zach, man, what you got, man? If you, I don't know where you at is when it comes to social media.
Saying. I'm off. I mean, I do have a Instagram, but it's dead. I haven't been on there in about 5 years. So
Damn.
Okay.
It is.
Caprice, tell them what we at on the Instagram. I ain't got it off the top of my dome.
Bro, see what I be talking about? You should have that thing at the bottom of the StreamYard to do it. It's
I ain't put it up.
What?
I'm gonna say my bad. I ain't put it up.
The Instagram is Humble Beginnings _official.
Okay.
You'll see a lot of these faces over there. If you want to see mine, go there.
Okay. Yeah, man, that's pretty much that pretty much is what it is. Y'all know I ain't gotta keep telling y'all. Y'all know I'm Mr. Humble Beginners. This is where we at. We have a couple conversations, great conversations with the team, man, and just have a good time over here, man. But hey, until the next time, we are out, people. Peace.